My experience with other builders in the past has been, I actually had a smaller construction company. They had just done a few homes, and that was a smaller home. But then after that, we decided to build with Brumble Homes. We'd actually kind of looked in the area to try to find different builders that we felt like had good work and that had a good reputation. And so I actually built one in 2012 with Danny Brumble, and then this one in 2016. My experience with the first home builder was a little bit stressful. They were a newer crew. They hadn't built very many homes. They had me carry the construction loan, which was a little bit stressful and I wouldn't recommend too much. And then there was just a lot of, I don't want to say chaos, but a little bit more chaos as far as helping and finding contractors and different stuff like that. There was a lot of mismatch on who would end up coming and who would come and do bids for the job, which when you're carrying the construction loan is pretty stressful because you really don't know what you're going to be getting. I had a lot of stress as far as keeping everything paid myself and then making sure that everyone had their money on time and then having to go and meet these people that I had no clue who they were, and then switching to and kind of deciding that we didn't want to do that again. Finding Danny, who had actually built homes for over 30 some odd years and actually had a good reputation behind him, so that you kind of had where you could be as involved as you wanted or as little as you wanted, and you really didn't have as much to worry about. You could just kind of take the stress off and do as you needed. I would come out here and meet the subcontractors or the people that Danny would have scheduled for me to meet, when I was supposed to meet them, how I was supposed to meet them. They would walk through things with me. They would explain what they were going to be looking for, having me pick out, or what they needed at this time. So it felt more like a machine than just a jumbled mess, really. Some builders that you actually have, like where they have set things that you can pick from A, B, or C. And then that was the thing that I liked the most about Brumble, was I actually was just given a budget, and if you wanted to stick within that budget you could, or if you wanted to go over it and spend a little extra out of your own, then you could do that as well, which is usually what I ended up having happen. But it kind of makes it a lot more fun. The reason why I built my second home with Brumble Construction is because I had a really good experience with the first one. I actually, not just even the experience, the home itself, we had a really good home from them. And you hear these stories where you get moved into a house, you got all these different first time problems that come popping up, and that's probably going to happen. It's not that unheard of, but I didn't have that experience with them before, and I actually had heard from the ones that had had a few little things, if anything had ever come up, of the quickness of getting it fixed, and then the fact that they stood behind their work. It just made me feel good because I knew that Danny would finish it the way that he promised, put in the things that he said that he was going to, and then I actually knew time-wise that it was going to hit in the right time, and if he told me it was going to be 5 months, it was going to be 5 months. And if it wasn't, then he would make sure that it was. I absolutely would recommend building with Brumble Construction again. I probably will a third time. I don't tend to live in places longer than 5 years, I've discovered. But no, I have friends that have looked at homes and they've been interested in building, and I always recommend them checking it out. I just trust them, and I know that they'll stand behind what they do, and I also know the quality of their work. So I definitely 100% would recommend friends and family, and even anybody who I occasionally get stopped on the corner here when I'm outside. People ask who built my home and if I liked it, if I was happy with it, if I had a good experience. So I've gotten to do that several times. But yeah, I definitely 100% would recommend Brumble Homes.